Hello.
We have, welcome sir. We have Mr. Venu Victor, FX lead at MPC Films, Bangalore. Please come on camera, Venu. So welcome all of you. So we are all really thrilled and amazed to know all about Technicolor, right? And the hiring, what upcoming hiring with Technicolor, and what is it you guys have to talk to and brief our students about. First, would like to introduce and invite Robinson to take us through the journey of Technicolor and what Technicolor is all about, the projects, what is Technicolor looking out from our students, etc. Over to you, Robin, please. Robin, you have a audio problem? Just raise your volume, please.
Am I audible now?
I think the volume is a little low. You can increase the volume, please.
Now?
Yes, please. Yes,
okay,
good
cool.
to go. Yeah,
Okay.
please.
So
Robin,
this
please
is
take us
really
through
a
the
great
journey about Technicolor.
yes. So yeah, this is a great platform for us to reach out to all the students with all this situation going around. So it's a great initiative that Aptech has taken at this time and situation. So okay, let me start with the um, so the first thing that I'll be speaking about is, so I represent Academy at the Focus. So what Academy at the Focus is basically, so we have just like changed the name from Technical Academy, which was there before, and now it is moved on to a name called Academy at the Focus. So why it is called as the Academy at the Focus is because um, actually the recruitment happens through a platform called the Focus. So that is a full-fledged platform that is there for under Technicolor. So for Technicolor, if there is any recruitment that is happening, it happens through the Focus. So since the whole recruitment process happens through the Focus, the academy also comes under it, because we recruit for the academy and then move the artist into the production. So that is why it is called as the Academy at the Focus. So what Academy at the Focus does, and what role does it play under Technicolor, is what we would be looking into in some time. So
Yes.
Academy at the Focus is basically, it is not a place or a school where you pay money and then you get trained with people. It is not like that. So this is a whole new thing where um, we pay you and then we train you. It is not like a school, because at schools or at colleges, what happens is they just teach you basics of what the department does. For example, if you have to learn about 3D, they just tell you of how a model to be created and how it has to be rigged, how it has to be textured. That's all. But when you come to the academy, so here at the Academy at the Focus, what we teach you or train you is a full-fledged production-based training. So basically, what production-based training is, um, if an artist or a fresher who's recruited newly has to perform according to what has to render, or what output a fresher should be brought out, is what we will be training them. It is not like we won't teach you basics of anything at all. So this will be a full-fledged a production-based training. So um, the other thing that
Robin,
we basically do, yeah.
Robin, just to have a little more under clarity onto what you said. So this academy at Focus is not for any fresher who is with nil skills. It is only for candidates or students who are churned out from institutes like Arena or MAC, who are already equipped and trained with skill sets, softwares, and you
So
take them on, put them
basically,
onto your
yeah.
academy. Yeah, put them into your academy, get them trained as per the production pipeline. You get them, in fact, production ready, and then move
Yes.
them on to the production pipeline, right?
Yes.
So
What?
it is nothing like, it is not like a school, as you rightly said. It is not a school where they're going to pay fees and get them trained. It is
Yes.
for students who are churning out from institutes like Aptech, where they have been paid for the training, what you guys are giving them, and then move them on to the production pipeline and to the projects, right?
Yeah. So basically,
Over
how
to
it
you
is
again. Please
you give us the
carry on,
students.
Robin.
So, yeah. So basically, you give us the students. We don't take students as a fresher. So they don't come to us learn from the scratch. So you train the scratch. We
Yes,
train them to the production. So that is how the
exactly,
clear picture
exactly.
is. So we don't take
Right,
a person who does not know the software at all. So a person who does not know the software come to you. You give us the
exactly.
students who know the software and the basics of how each and everything works.
Great,
And after that is
great,
when we perfect them according
great.
to what production needs them. That's all.
Now, one question here
Yeah.
comes is, after the training at the academy, is there an assessment done, or are they straight onboarded to the production pipeline, or is an assessment again done after the training at
So
the academy?
assessment is done for each and everything that is trained to them.
All right,
So how the training would go is it will be split in weeks. So for each and every week there'll be a new module or a new lesson for them to learn. So in each and every lesson that they go through, it will be assessed in the end of the week. So when their output comes, so there'll be theoretical knowledge given to them as well as practical also. So they'll be assigned with works that they'll have to submit. Once they submit is when so our supervisors and leads, as they are here, they would be checking on their work. They would not leave them at any situation at all. So not even one person is left out. Everybody is assessed with
exactly.
everything. And once they make it through each and every module or each and every lesson is when they do put into production. Without making even one module, if they leave out one lesson or even two lessons at any situation, they won't be taken into production. So that is the serious note that we have, because we do not want so what happens is, if even if a person who does not make it through a single lesson or two lessons, what happens is when they get into production they suffer a lot, so they won't be able to withstand for a long time. So we do not want happen for a person to suffer when they get into production. So we train them full-fledged, they are assessed in each and every, and then they move to production. Without that, it's not
Great.
possible.
Thank you. Thank you, Robin. You can carry on with your presentation.
Yeah. So how the academy works is, so we, as I told you, we take out students from the schools and then we train them, and then we they are production ready as junior artists, and then we they are placed into production and they work on live movies in few departments. In few departments, what happens is, even though if you are made through the academy, and if you are moved to production, it is so for few departments it does not work directly for a artist to work on movies, but they are given few works that are there from previous movies that are released. So that is how it is, because a person, if he directly gets into working on a movie, what happens is they do not know how how and what a supervisor or a movie director would require from that person. So what they do is they move on to a small portion of a movie, and then stage by stage they'll be moving on to become to a bigger position in what they work on. So how other things work is, so you'll have 12 months of paid contract. So uh, academy does not mean, so in our academy, so what happens is, as I told you before, you pay the money for Arena or Mac and you learn from them. But here how it works is, we pay you for 12 months, we see your performance. After that is when you move to a production. So it is not like you pay us and you get trained. We pay you and we train you for what ability you have. And then so we would have academies from 8 to 12 weeks. And so that depends on which department you join in or which discipline you join in. And you will be trained by people who are there from the production. For example, we have Srinivasan, who's from the Mr. X as a supervisor, and we have Venu, who's a lead. So these people, like directly from the production, these people will come to you and train you according to what according to what they need. And the next is, as I
Robin,
told you,
I
like
have a
all
question here.
there'll be rounds and rounds. Yeah, yeah,
So you mean
yeah,
to
tell me.
say, when the academy is on, that the training is on, the candidates get to understand, learn from heads like Mr. Srinivas
Yes,
and Mr. Venu, etc. So the head of the department, they come, they train the students, and then they take it forward, right?
yes, yes,
Thank you. Thank you. So it's an amazing thing where the students get to, handle and, interact with experts of the brand.
yeah,
So they get to learn imperfection, minute things, detailed, so that, once they get into production, they run of their own. There is
yes,
no hand holding required. They equip themselves perfectly and then moved on to the production pipeline.
yeah.
Correct?
So
Thank you.
because like these supervisors and leads are going to train them, it does not mean that they cannot reach to them at any situation. Like the training will be going on, but still, if you have any doubts or concerns that comes up to you, you can reach out to these people. They are not like very scared people that you do not want to reach out to them. So they are always free to, or if they are not free, because there are movies under them always. You'll have to check with them if they are free, and then you can reach out to them at any time if they are free at any times. So that is one thing. And the other thing is, yeah, there'll be rounds and rounds of assessments happening for each and every training that you will be going through. So the next point that I want to come to is, so we train for people under Technicolor. So under Technicolor, there are two divisions in Bangalore. So in Bangalore, there are uh, two divisions. One is FEV and non-FEV. So what is FEV is film episodic visual effects that work on movies and episodes. So we create visual effects for movies and episodes that come out. And there is another business unit where there are advertisements, animation movies, games, and things like that. So that is non-FEV and this is FEV. So the people who are there in this panel now, Srinivas and Venu, are from the FEV part of Technicolor, where one is from Mr. X, another one is from MPC Film. So there are other business units also, like MILF Film that is there, that is joined with Mr. X. And there is Micros also, which is a small unit that is there, but not full-fledgedly here. So yeah, this is one thing. Let me show you a show reel or a VFX breakdown of what the FEV does full-fledged. Okay, just let me know if you can see the screen
No, the screen is not sharing, Robin.
now.
Now it's coming. Yeah.
Cinder blocks crushing your chest. This is my world. Oh, you take a long time. Trust me, this is gonna hurt. I've been watching her. This is my world. This is my world. Oh, you took a long time. Now you're stuck in my world. Trust me, this is gonna hurt. I've been watching, but this is my world. Okay, so that was the story from MPC film that we have, and now for the next portion of the session. Now I would ask Srinivas or Venu to start up with their presentations that they have.
Yeah,
And
I will
then
just.
after that, we would go on through how the recruitment does and how a showreel should look and what's the duration for it and how a resume should be looking and everything like that. Okay. So I hand it over to Srinivas and Venu so that they can
Thank you.
take over.
Thank you, Robin. Would request, sir, you're on mute. Kindly unmute. Would request Mr. Srinivas Velayathan, who is the 3D VFX, 3D supervisor at Mr. X, to just brief us about what is the hiring that Mr. X is looking out, and the quality, the standards, the expectation from freshers, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Hey guys, my name is Srinivasan. I'm a 3D supervisor here in Technicolor. Mainly, I'm looking into Mr. X. FAV is the overall where we do film, episodic, and visual effects, and I work under Mr. X. Okay. Today we are going to discuss on DMP, animation, and lighting. Hope you guys seen the showreel sometime back. I know it's a pretty overwhelming, very excellent work you would have seen, but believe me, it's all been done by thousands of people, right? So it's all not one guy, one artist job, right? It's a big teamwork. So how it is being done with multiple discipline and the departments, correct? So I'm going to and believe me, what you have seen mostly is being done in India and abroad also. So we are in the cutting edge, like where we can able to do very quality work in from India. Like we should be very proud of that. Currently in FEV Technicolor, like the DMP team is rapidly growing. It's a rapidly growing team, DMP, animation, and lighting. We have started doing end-to-end shots where the shots from start to finish, scratch to end, where we can able to do. So again, I'm going to show you some showreel where it's belong to DMP. I'll start explain about the DMP discipline alone so that you guys will understand. Basically, whenever whatever you want to do, okay, you need to decide first, like are you want to do DMP, animation, lighting. If if you choose early, then it's better, like you can specialize in them. Or people are there like with complete knowledge also, like people who know modeling, lighting, animation. In fact, they can able to do some effects also, they called as generalist. Also it's possible, but in if you see a big firms, like they look for a specific department or specialist, probably I would rather call. Okay, so I'll show a DMP showreel, then we will talk about like what are all the works we do here, and I'll talk about the sub contents in them. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen here. Uma, please let me know
Yes,
when
sir.
you can able to see my
Sure.
screen.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It is. It is visible, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. So I'm going to play the screen. This showreel is mostly is 90% is mostly done in DMP, where the mostly the environment has been replaced. This movie called Roma, and this is a period subject. Period in the sense it is supposed to happen in 1970, like 70. Okay, I'm playing the showreel. We will discuss after this showreel.
Sir, the audio is not working. The sound is having a.
Is it coming now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you can slightly increase the volume, sir.
Okay. So in the showreel, if you see, the most of the environment has been replaced, or it's been shot in 2017, probably 18, and the major challenge was to have that period, like it should be shooted like 1970. Oh, second. Sorry. So so it's supposed to be that same period also. uh, when you come to DMP, there is a certain limitations where where it's been asked, like, is it going to be 2D or 2.5D or 3D, right? If you have a bigger budget, then we can go in 3D. 3D DMP means the 3D DMP will be, modeling will be happening. The Roma, what you've seen is the modeling is there, texturing is there, and then after the rendering, then they'll put it on to assemble everything together. The layout, whatever written, we will assemble everything together and then start integrating them. That's the challenge. We went there. Okay, so I'll explain more about this role. Okay, we make ourselves available to other departments and production for efficient solutions in 2D or short creations, like projection painting or conceptualization. What is concept? Like when the director, when he start with the script, he'll come with the script and then he'll explain about the story or the storyline. The shot has to be done, right? The shot, the time of the day, or the period, or what kind of element need to be added. Everything the we will get through the script, and then we will show them back as a concept. It may be concept for the environment, or it can be concept for the character, or sometimes it's a conceptualization, like you're showing AFX, like how the shot will come, that kind of subjects. Like, so DMP has multiple subcontents, like we do concepts, matte painting, and set extensions, where it is being set limitedly, and then the BG is being taken care. Means we extend the BG to the larger degree. Also, we do 3D DMP and environment. What is 3D DMP environment? It's a little, uh, little, what to say, little vast area where we discuss about the generalists, where they can able to do 3D as well as 2D. That kind of quality we will look for. Okay, but as a DMP, we will mostly look for 2D and 2.5D, which is new projections. The software has been used for this are mostly Photoshop, Maya, and Nuke. These three softwares we mainly use in DMP department. Okay, and like our job is to make seamless and believable shots. The highest compliment you can get is what is there a matte painting in that shot. Means VFX means it's a integration, mainly it's a seamless integration. So the highest compliment you can get is, was there a matte painting in that shot? Means it shouldn't look like you added something, or you you overwhelmingly doing something. VFX is mostly about integration, like you know how you are integrating with the story, how you are integrating with the shot. Okay, so this is all about DMP. Now I'll continue with animation. Okay.
So, sir, sorry to interrupt you. So
Yes.
basically, you would like to make a little more clarity onto the hiring for Mr. X is on to 3D 3D matte painting, digital matte painting, lighting, animation,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes. Please continue, sir.
Yes. In the DMP, as I mentioned before, we look for 2D DMP, 2D and 2.5D, as well as 3D DMP also. What is the difference between 2D DMP and 3D DMP? Sorry. 2D DMP is just a Photoshop image, or the cleanup or the concept. What we do, we try to show them in the 2D perspective only. The shot, if the shot is not moving so much, but we able to show the extension of it, or we show some paint over of it, right? These are all called, excuse me, these are all called 2D. What is 3D DMP? 3D DMP is making the scene more in the 3D depth, where we can able to see multiple layer with the parallax, correct? Where the camera moving a lot, and you can able to see all the dimension of it when the and it is integrating properly. It's called 3D DMP, or environment extension. Okay, so I'm going to explain about the next discipline, which is animation. Animation also plays largely in VFX, right? Where you see these days, like any international VFX, Hollywood or big budget movies, without animation there is uh, no shots actually. There's a lot of there's a lot of opening, or we are looking for a lot of new talents in these areas. And again, excuse me, we look for people who's having cutting edge knowledge in animation. Also the eye towards the detail, right? Where you animate a small prop or the creature, you will justify about about the weight physics of it and the timing of it, or you need to give that what to say, the quality in them. So what I would say, for any discipline, you go through a lot of works, like you go through a showreels and the VFX breakdowns from any VFX studio will help you to understand the quality of the work. So what we do in animation, we do blocking, we do post squeeze, We do creature animation, means we do facial animations also. And I'm going to play a showreel again, where it's mostly a creature reel. So it's been done in Mistrex. Hope this will be make more insights of it. I'm sharing my screen. Uma, please let me know once you can
Sure,
able.
sir.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, sure. Definitely.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Okay.
It's showing up. Yeah.
It's showing, right? Thank you. I'm playing the creature reel here.
So volume is not there, sir. I think the sound is having a problem.
Okay. Can you
Yeah.
able to?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So again, so to talk about this animation, animation is mainly we are looking for people who's having uh, continuous continuous knowledge in realism. Like VFX is mostly about realism. You match, you integrate. Sometimes if the character comes where if it's a extraordinary creature, we go more creatively. But if it's something we need to match with the real life, then we go with the physics. Say example, a guy is walking in the road, means the crowds are walking in the road, we are going to add it in CG, then probably you need to have the real physics in them, the real speed or the volume or the scale what you're showing in the animation. It should be in the very, what to say, in the very realistic fashion, and the very, what to say, physically accurate. That's what we are looking for. So you can aim to practice towards realism, and and showing the quality in them in terms of showing the weight or the physics in them. Okay, that's the majorly what we are looking for in animation. And do you have any questions, Uma, regarding the animation or the discipline?
Animation disciplines are, of course, you are looking into for Maya, right? Maya is the major.
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
So now for the students who are attending today from across India, a request from all of us is there are lots of opening. Srinivas sir has just touched base with Mr. X. Now we will be moving on to MPC Films as well with Beno. So the request to all students who are attending today is lot of openings with Technicolor Bangalore. Please start working on to with your show reels. Get the show reels evaluated. Get it evaluated by your center faculties, and please present it to your center placement executives. They will be definitely sharing these show reels and their works with us. And of course, Robin will be talking us further onto the process, how the focus will be taking on, and the shortlisting will be happening. But request to all the students who are attending today is, yes, Technicolor has come up with huge requirements. Start working on your show reel and start working as per the quality what sir has shown to us. Sir, before we move on to with Venu, would like to have a small question. Is there a small what do you say a small, what do you call, a hint or a kind of message to the students on to the show reel expectation, the quality you are expecting out when it comes to shortlisting on at the technical front, in terms of you can tell the duration what you expect, or what is a major highlight you look out when you shortlist a show reel of the student?
Great.
A small tip which you can share.
Yes, yes, definitely. Uh, I think my voice is a little louder, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So before you are setting your limitations, or you're setting towards outside, you see yourself inside first. Means create what you love. See yourself, create what you love. Okay. And then decide what you want to do. Okay. From the third point of degree, like I can suggest you, you know to go through the international work, the current works. Okay. If you're example, if you're applying for DMP, what we are looking for is a 2D DMP or 3D DMP. In 2D DMP, if you want to apply, where you can able to show some concepts, you can show some matte paintings or paint overs as a 2D, right? If you want to show a 3D role, then that means you are a generalist, where you can able to do some modeling, texturing. Also, you're having some good 2D skills like Photoshop and Nuke, where you can put things together and show as a show reel. Correct. The show reel length doesn't matter. Like if you're showing very few shots, like even 4 5 shots is very good enough to judge you, or see your work, you see your stuff or content, but give a quality output. That's your target should not be in the volume, or your target should be in the quality of work, like how you see more works, like try to uh, get inspiration, have a passion. These two things, inspiration and passion, will push you forward actually. Okay. So you can start creating the stuff. If you are a look dev or lighting artist, like if you are specializing in look dev or lighting areas, uh, our tool is Mistrex. What we are using is Houdini mainly. We are not using Maya for lighting. We are using Houdini in lighting. In Mistrex MPC, we are using Katana. That's the lighting tool. Okay.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you,
No problem.
because these are softwares which are
Yes.
not taught by us.
Yes.
So, as Robin had started during the in the beginning of the session,
Yeah.
so students don't get frightened about all these new words or softwares what is being mentioned. This is the reason, and this is the purpose of Focus Academy. To train you on to the softwares what Technicolor is working on for respective projects they are doing or handling there. So the hiring will be definitely based on to what Aptech is teaching. Shortlisting will be done as per our softwares and the external softwares what sir and Venu will be talking about will be trained on with the academy at the focus and then put on to the production pipeline. Right, sir?
Yes, sounds good. Sounds good. So
Yeah.
it's
Over
not
to you,
about
sir.
the tool. In fact, like as Uma was mentioning, like we are using different software, and we uh, in in the training academy you are using different softwares. It doesn't matter, you know, the what you are learning, the discipline that is important. Like if you are specializing in animation, everywhere is Maya. Like if you go to any studio, it's Maya only. If you are in DMP, like Photoshop and Nuke is necessary, correct? And if you are a lighter, like if you want to do a look there on lighting, then you the renderer, what renderer you are learning, that is important. Like you try to learn some of the recent renders, so like Arnold or Renderman, that will be very helpful, correct? Try to render a different category of works. Say example, try to render environment, try to show good lighting for a character, or try to render effects or crowd. Definitely will eh, will give you a lot of challenges. That challenges will lead you to learn more. Okay, so my sincere advice would be, like, try to do every day a task that will give you new challenges. That challenges will make you learn more.
Right.
Okay, sounds good.
Sir, there's a quick question which has come up. Would like to just pick up this in between the
Sure.
session. Many students don't have good rendering machines to render high quality work. How do we present their showreels?
Oh, that's a sincere question. Okay, so it's not about, like, showing a huge environment, or showing a big character. It doesn't mean you can have the simple models, okay, but the quality of lighting, how you're going to show, that matters, right? You can have a simple objects, in that you can show different moods. Say example, you can have a small set where you can show different moods of the day. That will show your understanding about the lighting, the color spectrum, and your knowledge about lighting. That will easily show you. So it doesn't mean that you need to show palace, or you need to show a big US city of lighting to show and impress. It's all about your understanding, how you understand the lighting. There's many tutorials out there where you can able to learn the integrity and techniques about the lighting.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. There is one more question from a student.
Okay.
As you said about 2D DMP,
Yes.
do you take students good at Photoshop painting itself?
Yes. In our last, yeah, in our last academy group, we give a test in Photoshop alone. Okay.
Okay.
They attended the test on Photoshop, and then whoever did well, and they are in the academy now.
Well,
So we take people only from 2D background, where they can able to do
Photoshop.
Photoshop. Yeah.
So students who are attending today, it's a very good message that for 2D DMP, Photoshop will be the testing tool, and students good at Photoshop can apply for 2D DMP department. So thank you, sir. That was really very informative. Sir, anything else, like with regard to you would like to share as a tip to the students, in specific when it comes to Mr. X?
Okay. So instead of tip, I want to give you a small hint where I started my career. Like I studied in Arena Aptech only. Okay.
Oh,
Am I
great.
audible to you? Okay. So it just 20 years before. So what make
Okay.
so cool. So it's all about, like, give time to it. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to achieve, I'm sure you can able to do it. Everyone can able to do it. It's all about, like, if you are really passionate, you need to give time to it. Definitely you can be able to do it. All the best, guys. Thank you.
Passion, hard work, creativity drives this industry.
Yes.
Students who are attending this session, please, these three words go hand in hand. And of course, with all these three put together, you can definitely come up to what you want to, much more in fact. So before that, thank you, sir. Before that, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, would like to invite Mr. Venu, uh, who is from MPC Films, who would like to understand from you, Venu, what is the MPC Films. Of course, we have lots and lots of students placed with MPC Films, and of course, Robin is smiling there all around. We know the interaction what MPC Films has with our students. Of course, and Mr. X also has got good number of students, but in terms of numbers, if you look at MPC Films has got more numbers than Mr. X. It's now catching up with Mr. X now. So Venu, over to you. What's it you got to say to our students with regard to the hiring? Before that, just run us through the projects what MPC Films have completed. All of us know, but this is for the understanding of students who are attending today all across from Pan India. The films done by MPC Films and the hiring, we can take it from there. Over to you, Venu.
Can you guys hear me?
A little more in volume. Please increase your volume.
Can you guys hear me clear now?
Yeah, Venu.
Okay. So yeah, in between the presentation, I'll give you a little bit of a surprise. When you said lots of people are coming to MPC Film for effects and other simulation related departments. So I'll get to that. So basically, I represent this simulation department basically, and we are doing different kinds of things, which includes effects, CFX, and tech anim for that matter, right? And this department comes under FEV right now, and FEV is the film and episodic visual effects group basically, and it includes Mr. X, MPC Film, MIL Film, and Micros, right? And we have, I have a quick presentation for you guys. Let me share the screen so I can see. Are you guys able to see this welcome screen?
Yes, Venu.
Okay. So let me just move ahead, and before I play the reel, like I said, there's a small surprise. That is, we are no more just like doing MPC effects or MPC, tech anim and MPC crowds right now. We have joined them into one department now. So there is a simulation department basically, and the simulation department is not just for MPC anymore. Basically, it's a bigger department which has got which covers the requirements of FX, CFX, and crowds for all the FEV groups basically. So MPC, Mr. X, MIL, Film, and Comicos. So when you are working with us, you will be working with all these different companies. So it's a lot more fun to work on different types of projects from different types of clients. Or it'll be a great experience once you join in. So let me play a quick reel and we'll go from there. Yeah. Are you able to hear the sound?
You can increase a little more volume.
Okay. All right. So lot of awesome looking effects in there. It's done by lots of artists, just like you. It's not just like one person working on one shot. It's a joint effort. It's a team that works on all these shots. And now we are bringing together this one team under one umbrella, and we are taking care of all these different types of effects and tech canon and crowds all in there, and so that people can always learn new skills, and they can all develop themselves into all these different categories basically, right? So any questions so far, Maya, or should I continue?
Quickly, no, you can continue, Vinu.
So
I'll take it up towards close.
So we have different specialized areas, like I said, right? And the first one that I would cover is effects, which is a really technical department really here, and we have different areas under effects, which consists of destruction, liquids, pyro, volumetrics, particles, and all that kind of stuff, right? And this is done through different softwares. We have a lot of in-house softwares also, which I'll get to. Now, let me tell you who an effects artist is, right? And what kind of skills would we look out for in effects, actually. So nowadays, a lot of the effects work is moving into Houdini, less and less of Maya, but we also have a lot of in-house tools which are built on Maya. So what we are looking for is people with really good skill set on Houdini, but on the side they should also be aware of Maya, so that they are comfortable to come in and learn through documents and things like that, and work their way out through some of the in-house tools basically, right? So next comes the programming skills. We have different types of programming that is there in Houdini or Maya itself. Like we have Vex and Wrangle in Houdini. We have the MESC script and the API stuff in Maya. And along with all this, we have Python, right? And Python is usually used for writing tools and UIs, which which helps us to talk between your different basically, right? And with all this, we also kind of we light our shots to some extent also. So you should also have some idea of lighting when you come into effects. It's not just doing the effects. So you will be rendering your shots and getting it to look good, to present it to your VFX supervisor. So it's important that you learn the concepts of lighting and rendering basically. So like Srinivas said before, we are using Katana in the studio, but Katana is not an in-house tool. It's available outside. Like Arena is not teaching you guys Katana, but it's not important that you know these very advanced software. It's important that you understand the concepts of lighting. Even if you're doing it with Maya or other softwares, it's just important that you try out lighting a little bit, so that when you come into lighting effects, at least you know how shadows work, and how their key lights, and all the basics of lighting you should definitely know, right? So along with that, we also have compositing. So it's effects is a lot about taking your shot all the way to the end and presenting it. So you light your shot, you render it, the effects element, and then you also composite it on the final background, right? And obviously, if it's like let's say a magical effect or something like that, you need to put your glows in there, make sure that the things are looking really magical. You need to bump it up a little bit and not just present it as an FX layer, basically, right? So Nuke is what we are using for compositing. So it'll be good that if you guys can cover that also. So that's about effects, I would say. Let me finish all this stuff. And on the skill set, when it comes to personal skills, there are some important things other than the Houdini, Maya, and other technical programming and things like that. There are some personal skills that are very important. And one of them is observation. I think Srinivas mentioned it, but I'm just telling you, it's very important that you observe. It's not, when I'm saying observing, there are two things. One is that you should watch a lot of movies and try to observe the really good simulations and things like that are there. See a lot of show reels, breakdowns, like the ones that I'm showing you, they are from MPC. If you go to the YouTube MPC channel, you can see a lot of breakdowns that MPC has done. But you can find breakdowns of different studios that are online. So just go through them. When it comes to observation, it's also about observing what's there outside. Just so it's very easy. Just go down. During the Corona season, you can't really go down, but even at home, just open the tap and see how the water is flowing. Take some water in your hand, put the light up the stove, see how the fire is coming out, and then just check out the different natural phenomena that are around you, right? And you can try breaking a wood piece or something like that and see how these things are working really. And it's important that you understand the different material consistencies and behaviors. So let me give you an example, just regular effect stuff. So let's say there is a building breaking, right? And then there are lots of elements in there, like there is wood, glass, there is cement, there is pipes, there is rebars, that's some metal rods that are inside the cement. So none of them break the same. They all have different behaviors and material consistencies to them. So it's important that you understand how each of these works. So start looking at on YouTube. It's a really good place to refer to. So start looking at references and see how these things work before you actually produce your showreel shots. Don't just look at a tutorial and just make it. Try to understand how these things behave in real world, because we are looking for realistic effects here, right? So that's one important thing. Paying attention to details is very important. So your peers might miss it out, but to an experienced eye, people who have worked for 20 years, like Srinivas, when you see a showreel where the big thing is happening, there's a big effects or something like that. But with that, if there are things like small details that you have added to just like secondary animation, you're just putting extra things in there to let's say a building is breaking and then one stone is going and falling, and some let's say a truck that's standing down falls on it. How the truck behaves is these are the like additional thing that you can add on top. It might be a small thing, but people will react to it if they have been experienced in this field basically. So another thing is understanding of scale, which is a very important thing. So let's talk about a film like Ant-Man. So the scale is really small, whereas a film like Godzilla would have really huge scale. And we at FEV are working on international films, which are many of them are like very huge scale films with very big shots. Like it's got like it's not just one artist working on one shot. It's like maybe 20 artists working on just doing the effects basically for just one shot. So why we do that is basically so that we can divide it into different layers. So let's say if it's just it's like Godzilla is hit by a missile. So we'll do missiles trail separately, explosion separately, fire separately, some particle stuff. So it might be done by different artists. So we just break it into different layers so that it actually sells that big scale. So if you're showing a showreel and if you want to sell the scale, do take help of your peers who can also pitch in, and you can just write down there what you have done in the basically. Mention what you have done, right? So coming back to the scale part, let me go through now a breakdown of one of the films. So let's see how these layers are broken down there. So if you look at this shot, there'll be lava is done by another artist, and bits that are coming off the lava, they are particles probably, and they are done by another artist. The smokestack is done by somebody else. So every little element we just divide it in a way that one artist can handle it basically. So we try to break the shot accordingly and give it to that. Thank you. I hope the sound was clear. No?
Yes, 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 Venu.
Yes. Okay. So you could see how many, hundreds of layers were like, piled up on top of each other to make something like this. So just work on your stuff and try to get help from other peers also to I'm sure Reena is trying to also do this group based shots. Just mention what you have done from your side, and we can always dissect it and understand what the quality of each small thing that you have learned there, basically, right? So yeah.
Yes, Venu, that was really very, very interesting. Now, would like to just repeat again. Yes, MPC Films is looking out for FX, Tech Anim, and Crowd, right?
Yes.
So, students again, excuse me for a minute. I'm really sorry. That was an urgent call. Um, so, yes. So, as Mr. X, we have briefed about the openings about Mr. X, as well as about MPC film. Now, the quality we have spoken about. What is the expectation from the student? Back to Robin. Robin, how do they apply to get into Mr. X and MPC films?
Okay, so there are many platforms that the openings are published to people, but as like since it goes through Aptech or Arena or Mac, it is so the mail or the JD is sent to you, or even the link for where people have to apply are sent to you. So the source is you. So we send it to you, and then you send it to the
The
school,
respective centers,
yeah,
yes.
the respective centers, and then it has to reach the students. And using the link, they'll have to apply through the link. And after they apply, what they have to do is they have to inform you if they have applied or not. Because if they do not apply and they give their names, when we go up to the platform where their resumes or their showreel should be there, will not be there. So that would be a
Okay.
misplacement that would happen. So we would miss their resume or their profile, because if they are the best the students who are there from Arena, and if we do not get their resumes, that would be a backlog for them, so they won't be able to make it through the process that we have. So the main thing is they'll have to apply through the link and let you know, so that you can send us, you like, as you have been sending us for so many years, you'll be sending us a list of how many people have applied. And after that, so we categorize people according to their skill sets.
Robin,
So
a
according to,
small break in between. When you
mm,
say this is for the rest of the students apart from South, uh, just to be very clear, and there are students from outside also attending. As you said, you will be sharing a link with the Team ICAP, and those links will be shared with the respective centers across Pan India, and we will be sending you the data of students who applied for. Now, once the students log on to the link, once they click onto the link, what and all should be added onto the link? Because I find so many students coming back and asking us, does the work links should be uploaded or only the resumes? What are the specifications mentioned there on to the link, and what is the what is it that majorly you guys look into when a student is applying through a link to be definitely there?
okay,
Is it
so
the
that is
work?
where I'm going to come now. So basically, the thing is, the platform that we are looking at is the smart recruiter. So that will be the platform where all these links are being shared to you, and then it will be shared to the students. So once they click on this link, they'll be taken to a web channel, a website, and there they'll be asked to upload their resumes. So once their resumes are uploaded into it, the information is automatically taken from the resume. So the resume has to be very clear and perfect according to so the few things that we look at, so that I look at when the recruitment is going on. So basically, from a recruiter's perspective, what happens is so once we open a profile or a person's profile that comes on Smart Recruiter, what happens is we go to the resume directly. So we don't read their names or the mail IDs, the phone numbers, or anything like that. The first thing that we do is open the resume, we go to the link, the Shori links. So the Shori links will not be active in resumes that are uploaded as JPG or PNG or any image format. So we recommend students not to upload their resumes in a image format, but as a PDF or as a Word format. That would be the best way, so that as a recruiter, I would have hundreds or 200s or 500s or thousands of resumes that will come to me. So I won't have time to sit and type each and every links and then look at the video. So what I would prefer is just open the resume, click on a link, and then you look at the resume at the story. So even at the story also, the important thing that I'll have to that I would be seeing is for the video has to be formatted in few parts. So in the beginning, you put the best work that comes on. So as soon as I click on the video link, the video starts playing. The best work shows up. So after the so when the best work shows up, I would start looking at the whole video. Or even if my at that time, if there are more profiles that are there, I would even see the first part of the video and take the person because of the best work that has come out through him or her. That matters. So you'll have to part the show reels, keep it very short, maybe like maximum 2 to 3 minutes. 3 minutes is too much, but like within three minutes is enough. You don't have to put a 10 minutes video or something like that. Or else what you can do is, so there are two types of link that you can upload. First thing is, for what are you applying for? So for example, if you're applying for an FX department, so what you can do is you can upload your FX story that is there, and you can give your channel's story the link also, your YouTube channel's link or your Vimeo channel's link. So a channel's link, if it is given, what we do is first we will look at the FX story. Uh, if the work is good, it is good, and then if there are other videos that are there under the profile, we would know that okay, this person is capable of doing more. So when the training is given, it would be better for us to understand this person telling, okay, this person has a more capability to do things according to what the show reel tells and according to the what the channel shows us of how many videos are there and things like that. But don't repeat the same works again and again, but keep it very short, keep it very precise, and it should be very catchy to the recruiter that comes up. And the other thing that I wanted to tell about the resumes is, first thing, we don't recommend having images. Take your picture of the resume, like take a printout and take a picture of the resume and then upload it, because that is really a very wrong way of representing yourself, telling you do not have time for like uploading an a Word format or a PDF format of thing of the resume. And you first of all, the image we don't accept, and out of the image you take a picture of the resume and send it. That is not a right thing to do. So so be very mindful of what you upload and how you upload it. That is very important, because as I told you, the Smart Recruiter takes all the information that comes through your uh, resume. So keep it uh, very accurate and very point to shoot. So be very the point should be very clear to in the resume.
So,
Any other
in short,
questions? To,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, in short, to all the students is Smart Recruiter accepts the accurate minimum details which can catch the attraction of the team leads and the HR. So, request to all students who are attending the session today is please upload the best of your works, get them shortlisted, talk to the tech panel, talk to the HR in detail, and get onboarded. Am I right,
So there's
Robin?
another thing also. Yeah. So there's another thing that happens in Smart Recruiter. If you're featured in the Smart Recruiter, what you can do is there is a mailing option that comes in Smart Recruiter. So you can also mail your request, and then you can tell who you are and then put your story. So that would be a more easier process for us. So rather than going into the resume and clicking on it, that should be the resume is a important thing that
Must.
should be there, because without the internet it is very impossible for us to recruit a person. So what you do is your resume should be there, but on top of that, if you can mail us with your self, that would be great.
Yes. So students, when you
Yeah.
apply to the Smart Recruiter link, please do mention you are a student of Arena or MAC, which gives a clear-cut identification that you are students from Aptech who are applying for the respective jobs. So Robin, that was really wonderful. So this clarity was required to for all the students, because there were a lot of confusions which were there. How is the process, what it is, and how, etc. Now, coming on to the very important part, it's now the pandemic going on, the COVID going on. Is this all these positions work from home?
That I would leave it to Srinivas or Venu to speak up in this thing, because
Hey,
they are the persons who are working on movies.
Yes,
So
yes,
now,
sir.
I'll take it up, Robin.
Okay, fine, fine.
So currently we are all working from home. In MPC and Mr. X both, we have batch by batch we have started, started engage in directly work from office. So probably in the beginning of next year, or March, probably we'll be more inside the office. Right now we are all in work from home.
Right, sir. Thank you. So, having said that, now, as I was mentioning before, also, we have students from across India attending to the session. So, if a child from, say, somewhere north, east, or west get onboarded, how is the software, how is the systems going to be, given to them, or how is the support going to be given to them for work from home option? Do they need to come to Bangalore, or how, is there any other way they can, start working from home? Of course, the training will be definitely given. So
Yes,
how is that going to be catered?
if they we recommend to work from Bangalore, and if they are in Bangalore, we can able to give their hardware support also to start from work from home. If they are not from if they are not from Bangalore, then the candidate should have the hardware support.
Okay. Or is it possible that they can come down, and you guys can do give them the necessary software and system lab or systems, and then they can go back and work from their respective destination till the situation comes back to normal? Is that
No,
possible?
no. According to my knowledge, it's not been done in that way. Yeah.
Okay. So for students outside Bangalore, they have to report to the office, or if they are supported with the hardware and the necessary tools, they can work from whichever locations they are from.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
sir?
The software has been taken care, no, because it's all comes in network. So the
Okay.
remote system will be there. So just the hardware is necessary when they are working from
Obviously.
outside Bangalore. Yeah.
So that doesn't have any concern. So they can work from anywhere. So students, it is work from home, as sir was mentioning. The necessary support is obviously provided till they resume back to the normal situation. So Robin, we have almost covered with everything, and if I have left over anything which you guys would like to mention, please share it. uh,
yeah. So the major things that come up is how do I apply? So I see the Q&A coming up. So you can
yeah.
also drop the questions if there are any questions that are related to the recruitment or any other departments that are there, because we are here to speak up to all the people who have questions of things, how to apply and things like that. So the source that I told you was we would be sending the links through Uma, who's here. And the other option that we would be offering is, so all the openings will be there on the website called the focus.com, www.thefocus.com. So there all the the openings that are there under Technicolor will be mentioned there, not only for FEV but also to the non-FEV part of it. And the other source that is there is, so we are there on LinkedIn. You can reach out to us, and we would be sharing any openings that come up. So once the openings are there, we would be sharing the images or the links, the smart recruiter links and things like that. So you can also take up from there. That is there. And the other questions that are there is, um, okay. So the requirement for the effects and things. So the recruitment starts from January. So
I was coming to that. When
yeah.
is the onboarding of the batches going to happen for all this hiring happening?
The recruitment will start maybe next month. That's December. So once we start the recruitment from December, it will go on till March, because there are a lot of new departments that are coming, like FX, 3D DMP, animation, tech anim, crowd, and things like that. So there are a lot of departments that are there. So we'll have to finish everything within these 3 months. That's from January to March. So get your showreels ready, get your resumes ready, get everything done with the supervision of your teachers or mentors who are there. So put up your best works so that we recruit you as soon as possible. And yeah, the next question that comes up is, why animations and VFX are so much better Hollywood movies than Bollywood? Okay, so that is a question that I'll have to answer diplomatically, because uh, we do not have to compare Bollywood and Hollywood together, because these are a wide range of movies that come out between both the movie streams. And the one thing that I uh, personally feel from the uh, the supervisors or leads who are here are, they do not get satisfied out the work that comes out of the artist. So they ask for more perfection about whatever that is done. So if the perfection is not there, 1917 wouldn't have got a Oscar home, or the other movies like Jungle Book wouldn't have got an Oscar for the company and things like that. So the perfection level of the satisfaction level of the supervisors or the HODs or the others who work at office are not satisfied very easily. You'll have to, so for a short, maybe when I looked at a few movies like 1917 and all, few shots went up to 500 or even 1000 versions of output. So they do not get satisfied very easily. So uh, maybe that is the reason why Hollywood is much more effective with their visual effects or animations that come out through them.
Okay, thank you, Robin.
Umar,
So
shall I
let me know.
continue with the
Yeah,
rest of the
yeah, sure,
presentation?
sure.
Shall we go ahead and because there are other departments that we are covering, so do you
Yeah.
want me to continue?
Yeah,
Shall I
yeah,
continue? Okay.
yeah.
So, so like I said, this is the effects was the first one that we had. I'll just go through the rest of it. So next one is crowds. So crowds is also a part of the simulation department now. We are using we were using some of the in-house tools, and now we are moving quite a bit towards Houdini. So if you guys are learning Houdini, then definitely crowds is an option that you can pick up. What's crowds? It's basically a replication of it could be characters, it could be birds, it could be animals, zombies, or soldiers, or anything that you think can be replicated in the scene. There are different skills that you can try to acquire to be a good crowds artist. Like Houdini, like I said, there's one of them that we're using. There were older softwares which were in Maya and things like that, but now we are moving to Houdini. So try to take up the latest technology. So there are a few things which would be good to add. Like having some interest in rigging and animation would help you in the crowds, learning crowds. There are DOPS and SOPs type of crowd setups that we're using in Houdini. You need to know the ragdoll and trigger systems that are in crowds. Crowds is kind of a newer department for us to have here, but it's something very interesting if you are learning that, and we are definitely we are something definitely we are looking out for basically. So let me show you a quick crowds breakdown. So that was a lot of work that was done with us for crowds. We have in-house tools for doing crowds, but then we are mixing up Houdini with the in-house tools sometimes to just get the results that we want. So that's how we're doing. If you have any questions, I can. Okay. Shall I continue?
You can continue. Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have Tech Anim, which is also a part of the simulation part now. We are using Maya mostly for Tech Anim. It's not Houdini. But slowly over time, I think in the coming years, we will definitely switch over to Houdini as well. We are trying to develop the pipeline for Houdini for Tech Anim. So, if you are somebody who are familiar with Maya for cloth, hair, and skin deformations, wrinkle systems, then definitely something. Tech Anim is definitely something that you can approach us for. Basically. So Houdini Vellum is the new Houdini way of handling Tech Anim. So if you can learn and go through that as well, that would be great. Yeah. Next, we have a quick Tech Anim review. So you can see all the moss, all the fur that we have here, all the moss that's here, the fur, the character, skin deformations, everything has been taken care of by Tech Anim. The simulation department takes care of the movement of all these assets. It's not the creation of the assets, so that's being taken care of. So, there are some quick personal advices when you're trying to get into the industry. Try to keep updated to the latest technology so that you're always up to date. Watch a lot of old and new movies that are rich with world-class simulation work. Watch reels, VFX breakdowns, look at the work of established artists and studios. Go through a lot of tutorials, but try not to replicate the tutorial as is. What we are looking for is, okay, it's fine that you're using tutorial, but try to put in your creativity into what you're making. So if you see a tutorial that has a helicopter falling, don't just duplicate the helicopter falling. Do something else, probably do a truck or do something else, and change the concept basically, and try to build your own. That way you learn more also, and you will come out with more problems probably that you're facing, but that way you can go online and try to ask on forums and things like that. So it's important that you also sign up into forums. Develop a passion for VFX, like Srinivas said. Always get your reels reviewed by experienced eyes, like Uma had mentioned before. Take it to your faculties and take it to any experienced artists that you know of, so they can judge your reel better. And when it comes to in-house tools, we are not expecting that you learn the in-house tools and come in. So don't worry that you don't know the in-house tools. It's important that you understand the concept of these. The same thing can be done by a tool that's available outside. So don't worry that you don't know a particular in-house tool or anything like that, right? That will be taught to you when you join us, basically. So learning the techniques and concepts, that's what's important. When it comes to academy, I want to share a few points on that. Like Robin said, we are looking not for like freshers who don't know the software at all. We are looking for a little bit like intermediate artists who are quite aware of the software and are able to do the shots to some level, and so that we can take them further. The academy shots that we teach you through are mostly related to production. So they may or may not be production shots, but they definitely will walk you through things that we will be doing in production most of the time. So they are definitely going to cover the latest technology that the studio is going to use in production, and the in-house tools as well. We will also cover some of the pipeline aspects of things later on. And we are also breaking this around to 2 levels. So you first go through the training where we tell you the tools that are available outside and how deeply you should know them. And after that, we will go into the more pipeline-oriented training, basically. So we prepare this training with, I, Srinivas, and many others. We prepare this with a lot of effort from our side, and we put in a lot of time, and we make sure that there are people, that dedicated team that is available to walk you through the whole training, basically. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Best of luck and best wishes. Thank you. If you have any questions, do let me know.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Venu. That was really wonderful, very informative, very interesting, a very good understanding what MPC Films is expecting. In fact, what Technicolor is expecting from our students who are passing out from our institutes. So
Thank
students, message to all of you all today is Technicolor is looking out for 3D DMP, FX, Tech animation, and cloud. Please get your portfolios done, get it evaluated by your respective faculties, share it with your respective placement heads of the centers, and it reaches the ICAP team. We stay connected with Technicolor. We'll get them shortlisted. Of course, once Robin shares the link, we will be sharing the link with all the centers so that the students can apply onto the link to the Focus Academy with their portfolios again. Highlight is with their best of works. From there, further, the shortlist happens as per the panel was discussing today, and you get onboarded. It is work from home as of now for students in Bangalore. Students outside Bangalore, if you have the necessary hardware, they are supported with the tools, etc., by the admin department of Technicolor. So not to worry. Stay connected with us and panel who have joined us today. Thank you so much, sir. It was really all of you all, Robin, Mr. Venu, and Srinivas, sir. It was really a very, very interesting and very insightful session, especially during this period when the pandemic is on, the COVID has hit very badly, and we are trying to come out of it. The hiring happens. Students, the message to all of you all is this industry does not sleep, or we never had a break. It's a sunshine industry. Stay connected with your respective centers, get your portfolios uploaded, corrected, evaluated, and get applying to the respective openings. So thank you so much for joining us today. And thanks MESC for giving us this platform to share the views and the insights of what is happening in the industry today. Also thanking all the panel who have joined us. Also for students, we have another interesting, insightful session at 3 p.m. Stay connected. Do join us for an interesting session from Green Gold, who will be addressing our students with their requirements. Thank you, Srinivas, sir. Thank you, Mr. Venu. And thank you, Robin. So we'll stay connected. Do share us the links and the respective details of the requirement. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.